So as you respond to those two questions, I want to once again take a moment to remind you that this is not about blame. If you're able to cultivate the relationships, if you're unable to cultivate the relationships with families that you want, it's not necessarily your fault. The system doesn't want us to build these relationships. The system wants us to see education as a business. Parents and children are as the consumers, and you as the laborer. Relationships that center children's development and strong bonds between families and teachers disrupts education as a business approach. And I believe that it's all being done on purpose. But that doesn't mean you just throw your hands up in the air and concede defeat. Quite the opposite. I want you to recognize how important this value is and pledge to embrace it in many different ways, and then use that as a way for you to resist. All right, so I'm going to give you a minute to think about that while I get my next image ready right here. There we go, and it is that one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put the framework on the stage for you right now. There it is. So this is the framework. So now let's apply the 4-part framework to this value. So the first step is to name your value. How does supporting children's development through meaningful and caring relationships with families support your belief in high quality early childhood education? I think for many early childhood educators, we receive a natural high when we know our families trust us. Trust is built through relationships, and it needs to be reciprocal. We must trust them so that they can trust us. To give children the best early years experience, we must develop a circle of trust between the child, their families, and themselves. Through that trust, the child is able to feel safe and cared for and allows whole child development to flourish. So I've just been talking a lot about trust, right? So in my community, Free to Teach equals Liberated to Learn, I do monthly guided reflective prompts, and this one's on trusting teachers and young children. And then I also do mini reflective courses for people who want to go deeper. And this course, this month's course, is a part of a 3-part series called Repairing Early Childhood Education and Care. And the first one is